Welcome guys, in another video. I hope all are awesome. Today we will talk about the story of Glowing Star the Curious Chick. Moral: curiosity helps you grow. Chapter 1. The Little Chick Who Asked Too Many Questions. In a quiet valley wrapped by emerald hills and dotted with wildflowers, there stood a farm known to everyone as Sunrise Meadow Farm. Golden sunlight touched the roofs every dawn, dew glittered like diamonds on the grass, and the gentle voices of animals filled the air like a morning choir. Among all the animals, a mother hen named Henrietta was known for her neat nest, warm feathers, and caring heart. When winter ended and spring began, Henrietta finally hatched a new brood of fluffy little chicks. Each chick had soft yellow feathers, tiny wings, and round curious eyes. But one chick was different from the others. He was smaller, fluffier, and had eyes that sparkled like bright marbles. When the other chicks simply chirped, he asked questions. When they followed blindly, he looked around. When they slept quietly, he wondered. His name was Pip. From the moment he broke free from his egg, Pip looked around and chirped. "Why is the world so bright? Where does the light come from?" Henrietta laughed warmly. "That is the sun, my dear. It wakes us up every day." Pip blinked. "And who wakes up the sun?" His mother sighed, amused. "Oh, Pip, you do ask a lot of questions." But Pip could not stop. Everything amazed him. The wind, the grass, the buzzing bees, the whispering trees, the sparkling puddles, the clouds shaped like sheep. Where the world felt normal to other chicks, it felt like a giant mystery waiting to be solved to Pip. Chapter 2. The farm's busy morning. Sunrise at the farm meant activity everywhere. Horses neighed, cows stretched their legs, sheep bleated sleepily, and ducks waddled toward the pond. The chicks followed Henrietta out of the coop for their first walk. The other chicks stayed close beside their mother, but Pip hopped excitedly in all directions. He looked left, right, up, down, behind, under. "Pip," Henrietta called. "Stay close." "But Mama, what are those buzzing creatures flying around the flowers?" "Bees," his mother answered. "They collect nectar." "Nectar?" Pip tilted his head. "What is that?" Before she could answer, Pip darted toward the buzzing sound and nearly tumbled into a cluster of daisies. A wise old rooster named Clucksworth, the farm's unofficial storyteller, watched with a chuckle. "That one is trouble," he said. "Questions lead to adventure." But Henrietta shook her head. "Questions lead to danger." Clucksworth winked. "Or growth." Chapter 3. Pip's first adventure and first lesson. While his siblings pecked grain, Pip spotted a worm wriggling into the soil. "Wait, why are you going underground? What's down there?" The worm continued its escape. Pip followed, digging, pecking, pushing his beak into the dirt, until he found himself with a face covered in mud. His mother pulled him back gently. "Pip, worms live in the soil. They keep the ground healthy." Pip chirped. "But how?" "You'll learn in time." But in time never felt fast enough. Why does the rooster call every morning? Why do cows have horns? Why do ducks float? Why does the barn cat stare silently like she is plotting something mysterious? Pip wanted answers now. Chapter 4. The Old Rooster's Stories. Clucksworth, the wise rooster, grew fond of Pip's enthusiasm. Every evening when the sky blushed pink, Pip hopped over to him. "Tell me a story. Tell me why things happen." Clucksworth ruffled his shiny feathers and cleared his throat. "Long ago, every bird was born curious. It is curiosity that taught birds how to fly, search for food, and survive. Without asking why, no bird would have ever learned anything." Pip's eyes glowed. "Does that mean questions are good?" The rooster nodded. "As long as you also learn when to listen, think, and be careful." Pip chirped happily. "I can do that." Clucksworth gave a knowing smile. "We shall see." Chapter 5. The Pond of Wonders. The next morning, Pip wandered farther than ever before. He followed the croaking of frogs until he reached the shimmering pond. He saw his reflection for the first time. "Hello. Who are you?" The other chick did not answer. Pip leaned closer, confused. A duck splashed beside him. "That's your reflection, silly," quacked Daffy Duck, shaking droplets everywhere. "Reflection?" Pip whispered. "How does that work?" Daffy explained how light bounced off surfaces, how still water acted like a mirror. Pip listened, amazed. Wow, there's so much to learn. Plenty, Daffy quacked proudly. Stick with me, and I'll teach you everything about the pond. Pip nodded eagerly. He now had a new teacher. Chapter 6. Questions that saved the day. One warm afternoon, the chicks followed Henrietta near the barn. Pip suddenly noticed something strange. The air was warm. Too warm. The wind felt wrong. The sky smelled of smoke. He frowned. Why is the air hotter here? Why is that smoke coming from behind the barn? The other chicks didn't notice. Henrietta was busy searching for seeds. Pip's heart raced. He hopped around the barn and discovered something terrifying. A small fire crackling near a pile of dry hay. The flames danced hungrily. Smoke curled upward like a warning finger. Pip gasped. This is dangerous. Fires grow. He raced back to the flock. Mama! Mama! There's a fire! The other chicks blinked. Fire? What's that? Henrietta's eyes widened. A fire? Where? She followed Pip and saw the growing flames. She clucked loudly, sending a panic alarm across the farm. Clucksworth flapped his wings. Everyone away from the barn. Quick! The horses were released, cows moved to the safe pasture, and the farmer rushed with water buckets. Because of Pip asking questions and noticing things, disaster was avoided. Henrietta hugged him with her wings. Pip, you saved us. Clucksworth smiled proudly. Curiosity isn't trouble. It's wisdom waiting to grow. Chapter 7. The world becomes bigger. After the fire incident, Pip became a little hero. Animals from all across Sunrise Meadow Farm wanted to share knowledge with him. The cows taught him about grass and grazing. The goats taught him about climbing. The dog explained loyalty and guarding the farm. The cat explained patience and silence. The bees shared secrets of flowers. The ducks explained water currents. The horses explained balance and strength. The sheep explained teamwork. Pip absorbed everything like a sponge. Every day his world grew bigger than the day before. His questions were no longer annoying, they were admired. Chapter 8. Adventure into the woods. One misty morning, Pip noticed a path leading into the forest near the farm's edge. Where does that go? He whispered. The other chicks shook their heads. We're not allowed there. But Pip felt a pull, a desire to learn. With Clucksworth's permission and accompanied by the farm dog Rusty, Pip visited the forest for the first time. He learned the names of trees, the sounds of wild birds, the scampering of squirrels, the pattern of leaves, the smell of pine, and the secrets of mushrooms. Rusty barked softly. You see, Pip, curiosity brings you knowledge, but you must be careful and brave. Pip nodded. I'll remember. Chapter 9. The Grain Mystery. A few days later, something strange happened. The chickens' grain began disappearing at night. Henrietta complained. The farmer thinks we're overeating. Clucksworth grumbled. Someone is stealing it. Pip, curious as always, decided to investigate. He stayed awake at night, hiding behind a basket. A rustling noise. A shadowy figure. Tiny paws. Pip gasped. A rat. But the rat wasn't stealing to be greedy. It looked thin and weak. Pip followed him and discovered a hole where a mother rat and her babies were starving. Pip felt a tug in his tiny heart. The next day, he gathered spare grains with permission from Clucksworth and left them near the rat's hole. Soon, the rat no longer needed to steal. Peace returned. Henrietta proudly announced, My son solved the mystery. Chapter 10. Pip's Biggest Question. One night under the starry sky, Pip sat beside Clucksworth. Why am I different? Why do I ask so many questions? Why can't I be like the other chicks? The rooster smiled gently. Because you see the world with wonder. Others see answers. You see possibilities. And that is a gift. Pip whispered. A gift? Yes, Clucksworth said. Curiosity is what makes you grow. Chapter 11. The Lesson of the Sky. As weeks passed, Pip grew into a strong young chicken, full of wisdom and confidence. One evening he watched the sunset paint the sky gold and pink. He whispered, What makes the sky change colors? Clucksworth chuckled. My boy, by now I think you can find the answer yourself. And Pip did. He asked the clouds, studied the light, observed the horizon, and listened to the wind. After hours of patient watching, he understood how the sun's rays danced through the atmosphere. He felt proud, not because he found the answer, but because he searched for it. Chapter 12. The Grown Chick Who Taught Others. As the seasons changed and Pip grew older, something magical happened. Now other chicks asked him questions. Pip, why do leaves fall? Pip, why do birds migrate? Pip, why does the moon change its shape? And Pip answered them all patiently, just like Clucksworth used to answer him. Henrietta whispered proudly, "My little Pip has become a teacher." Clucksworth nodded. When curiosity grows, wisdom blossoms. Glowing star moral of the story. Curiosity is not a weakness. It is your greatest strength. Asking questions helps you learn more, understand more, and grow more. Just like Pip, when you stay curious, you become wiser every day. If you want, I can also create. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please subscribe for more updates. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.